Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to draw female manga eyes, and tomorrow, if this video goes well, I'm going to do male manga eyes. And without further ado, I will get started. Anyways, the first thing you do is just do the outline for the head, and that'd be like a board, like the way you draw a board when you're like very small. You just do it like that, like an M sideways, or in a weird way, I don't know. And then with your ruler, you measure that, and mine's exactly 2.5 actually. And from that you would go maybe just over under 1. You give that a mark, and you would bring that back, and then you would go to do 1.5. And you just bring that across, and you can try and make that as even as possible to whatever. And I'm going to put mine even to 3. And you do a half, a half, a half, and a half, and then another half. And this one, that you'll leave blank. This one you'll put an eye in. That you'll leave blank, and that you'll put the eye in bigger. So that'll take 2. This is just my way of doing the style. Even though you could do the eye here, it would still work out. But I'm actually going to do it on the first one. And I'll start halfway between that. I'll try and see if there's anything that I can put the camera down on so it's kind of, closer to it. You start halfway, and you just bring that around, then a sharp angle going down, and you tighten that up. And then from the bottom, you could do one going up like that, and that'll be pointing in this one. And then you can do the lashes, and you can do a couple of lashes down on the bottom eyelid. And when you're there, you can do a big highlight, and then you do the eye, the iris, and then the pupil here. And you're just shading that in lightly, and you're shading in the rest lightly too. And then from here, just now closer to the eye, you'll put the indication of the eyelid, and from there maybe you put a little tiny line, and then from the bottom of that line you just bring it out. And that's that one done with rough shading. I'll just go over that with my black pencil. That'd be the rough shading for that one. And this is just the rough, you know. And I'll just, and that will just be touching that, just barely touching it. Do love you. And that's that eye done. Well, I could do more details and stuff, but I'm just going to leave it there. We'll move on to this eye, and we'll go one eyes apart. So that's this line. We'll do this one, and it'll go from halfway again, almost touch the top line, and go from there. And we'll just do one little small hook, and from that little hook pointing down, you can do the bottom, and the bottom will just be scraping upon that bottom line, and from there you'll thicken this and you can leave that one nice and thin, and you just do the indications of the eyelashes, and then the eyelid. That's the highlight, and this is the iris. I don't know if this is helpful, but if it is, great. That's the pupil, and we'll just do rough shading for the iris. And then we can do, and note that this piece of the eyebrow is just after this line, and we can just and I actually hope this is useful for anybody, because I think it's useful. It helps me sometimes. And you can just do the bottom part, and we'll just go over this in the black. Shade this piece in lightly. As lightly as you can with your pencil if you're using a black pencil to go over your lines. And that will never be perfectly circled, so you just oval it a bit more, and then you can do really light shading and make this a bit darker if the light shading here is too bright and looks the same. Just lighten it, and don't forget that little hook. The bottom eyelashes. We'll do the eyelash, or the eyelid. I'm sorry for the little grammar mistake. Then we can do the eyebrow. I never like just down the one line for the eyebrows or the hair. It's always just kind of scrapes. I don't know, maybe scrapes. And they'll always turn out okay. And from that indication of here, be in the middle, you just do the nose if you want it. It's just a very bad nose, come to think of it. But anyway, that's my how to do female manga eyes. Tomorrow I will do male if this worked. And I will see you, well, I'll be back with another how to draw video. So, bye.